This is going to be a nice healthy item. And look, so my dog interrupts my videos all the time. He looks out the front window. Anyway, garbanzo beans, great healthy item. Not the canned stuff, because you don't know what kind of chemicals they have in there, so I would never use them. Just boil up 1 pound of garbanzo beans. You don't have to put anything into the water. Just cover them, simmer them, put a lid on it, and watch how fast they cook. Now, it's a patty. So you either go through the trouble of finely dicing everything that's here, or do what I'm going to do, put the beans in the Cuisinart first, let them get smooth, then add all the items that I cut up in pieces like this. Make it easier for the machine. They'll come in small dices. The parsley is going to go in when I put in the garbanzo beans. That's 1/4 cup. Looks like more, but when you press it down, it's 1/4 cup. And the garlic is going in with the beans also. We don't have to see the garlic. And after everything is together, all of these items, when it's all mixed up, I take it out, put it back into this bowl here, and then I will fold in these 2 items, the scallions and the fresh broccoli. See, cut in very small pieces. I want to see the broccoli and I want to see the scallions. If I put it in the Cuisinart, it's not going to happen. So let's get started first with the Cuisinart. We'll just move over here. And there it is. This is like a 1, 2, 3, easy. Now, since I always say I never made this item before, so I'm doing it on the fly. But if you have a basic idea of cooking, then sometimes I'm off a little bit in the ingredients, and other times I'm on 100%. So this I put on the wrong way again. I'm such a, how many times I have to use it before I get it right? This needs, it's dry. Of course, you don't want to put any liquid in there, so just push it down with the spatula. You can tell the steam, that means the garbanzo beans were just finished cooking. Now if I pulse this, most likely it should move it around. Just turn it on and let it go. Come on, do it. It'll slowly, eventually get going there, but I know what I'll add. If I add the egg to it, that will certainly do the trick. Okay, so I put 2 eggs in there, and as you can see, it's slowly moving. That's fine. That's good. Now I'm going to add the everything else I said. I always have problems with this thing. As if I haven't used it often enough. And what we're going to cook this in, this is my basil oil. Simple to make. You take, fill up the pot with basil, let's say a 1-quart pot, fill it up, and then add about half that amount of fresh olive oil and let it simmer. And then what we have left is oil that's flavored with basil. You could do that with a lot of fresh herbs. This is more difficult than I expected. Why? Because it's so thick. So what I'm going to have to do, I didn't want to do this, we can add a little bit of liquid. It's going to work. I'm not worried about it because it's very, very pasty. So we will add what I expect is 1 full cup of water. Now don't forget the egg is in there. And everything that's listed in the ingredients is what I finally used to put this together, so you have no fear. And the fact that you're looking at this video meant that it worked. Just pulse it. It will slowly turn the items. Every time you pulse it, it like the air gets in there and pushes it up. Let's see if we did any good. Yeah, we did go good. If you notice the top, all the vegetables have been mixed in there. And I'm looking at the amount of the size, because I still want to see the vegetables. And now that that is, you know what? That was perfect. Why? Because it's still nice and thick, and the vegetables got chopped up very nicely. Okay, so I saved myself. Now we're going to take that, put it into the bowl. Quickly, we don't want to waste film. That's heavy. That's going to make a lot. Let's get over here. See the bowl? And the color. Oh, that was important to me. To have color in there and taste. And I can smell the vegetables that were ground up. It's going to turn out to be a new item that I just thought of by accident. I'm trying to think of things being healthy. So we get all that, I'll get the rest in there. And now we add the broccoli and that. This part, I'm going to measure the salt and pepper. And I'm going to start off with just the half a teaspoon. Or is that a teaspoon? That is a half. And this is sea salt. A very good sea salt. As you can see, it's not white, which means it hasn't been refined as much. So we're going to put that in there. As far as pepper goes, I'm going to give it a shot of sriracha hot chili sauce. That's about a teaspoon or a little bit more. Now just mix this up well. We don't have to waste film in watching that. And then we'll finish up. And the last item I'm adding, I'll explain it to you, is yellow cornmeal. I added another egg and I cooked one, and it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted to. The taste was there, And the crunchiness was there too from sauteing it. But it was still not holding together 100% the way I wanted it to. So that's why I added the cornmeal. And I'm going to make another test, and if it comes out, whenever it comes out the way I want, you'll see it before I even cook the rest. Well, now I'm very happy with what I have. Notice this one I'm just finishing up, firm, nice. So what I did was, first I put some of the basil oil in there, and it picks up you can taste the flavor because I already ate 2 of them. And then this scoop that I have will make them that size, but I don't want that size, so I need the next size scoop, which I don't have. So I take 2 scoops into one. Now, how do you press that down without losing any of it? Well, you take another spatula and just dip it in the oil that you're using. And as you press down, you want a nice thick cake. And nothing sticks to this. And that's what you do. But if you don't want that size, it's no problem. Just go to the smaller one, which I'm going to make quite a few. And I won't show you how many I make. I will just list the amount that was made after I get finished, because you don't want to watch me do this all day. So therefore, same thing, just pat it down a little, and none of the garbanzo bean and cornmeal and vegetable will stick to the spatula. Because if you did this without having oil on it, most likely you would press and some would come up, and you don't want that. And then the flame, that's kind of a low flame. Well, that's good. You know why? You want to get a nice crust on this, and that is a nice crust. So when you cut into it with a fork, it's nice and crunchy, and really that's it. So this is and I'm glad I had to add the cornmeal to it, because the flavor was good with the garbanzo, but the cornmeal adds just a little bit more of a pleasant flavor that we'll all enjoy. And the ingredients will show the exact amount of everything that I put into the mix. So you won't have the problem that I had upon finishing up. You know, there's a way of fixing things most of the time if you have a basic idea of cooking, but sometimes people don't, so they're at a loss. And that's why I'm here, to help everybody. I hope you enjoy that. This is a tasty item, and I'm happy with it, especially since all the vegetables are still a little bit al dente.